Good evening, boils and ghouls. Go with a classic because I couldn't think up another one in that moment. Welcome to Blood from a Stone, our horror RPG. Ooh, spooky as in ghosts. My name is Philip. I am the Dreadmaster of this game, and surrounding me are our wonderful players. Say hello, players.
Hello, players.
How's everyone doing today?
Totally super.
Totally super. Ready to...
I think it's a full moon tonight.
Oh, is it? That should be a thing in this game.
I have pants on.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Damn.
Couldn't possibly be. Well, so we have a very exciting game for you
It's
tonight.
the Beaver Moon.
Tonight is the Beaver Moon?
I'm not making it up.
Did you say Beaver Moon?
Yes.
What, pray tell, is a Beaver Moon?
Oh.
I don't know. I just know that's what it's
I am
called.
suppressing so many comments right now.
Oh, Beaver Moon. Hold on. I'm like looking. Oh, it's a Native American name for the November full moon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so we get a Beaver Moon every year. That's delightful, honestly.
It's the time of year when beavers start to retreat into their lodges to get ready for colder
Oh,
weather.
man.
I think that's called cuffing season.
Hey now.
I mean,
Hey. This guy. Cuffing season. I just learned what that was.
Me too, like 2 months ago.
Yeah. Well, we are playing Blood from a Stone, which is, of course, a long-running, long-term sort of mosaic storytelling style horror RPG, where our characters have died with great frequency. Let's see, we are currently on player character 48 after 25 sessions, so that should tell you something. But here in session 25, starting actually last week, we have left the domain of dread called Paradise and instead relocated to one called Merkshire. And in the domain of dread called Merkshire, we are using a different rule system, Call of Cthulhu. It is a D100 system, and our players and the Dreadmaster, although in that system I'm called the Keeper of Arcane Lore, because everything's got to be a little different and funky. The rules are different, so we're all kind of learning this together a little bit at a slower rate. And to that point, I do actually have some like vague pre-gens for our players if they do perish tonight. I haven't had them make backup characters because I'll tell you something. I'm going to say, I've said this to them off screen, I think Call of Cthulhu is actually a much simpler game to actually play than D&D. I think the mechanic is easier. I think it makes more sense. I think building characters in Call of Cthulhu is about 10 times more complicated. It's so much more going on. So much like spending tiny amounts of points on things. So in any case,
But,
go ahead.
hey, Philip, you know, if we should perish, but none of us are priests.
Hey now.
Dan.
Well, that is actually, if you roll a, let's see what that is on this old table here. If you, sir, were to roll a...
69?
Ayo.
Oh no, it's listed under cleric. It's not a priest. It's one of the different kinds of clergy. If you roll a 37 or a 38, you can be a priest. Be a little priest.
About halfway to 69.
There we go. Sweeney
They're
Todd.
not allowed to do it, so it's all about themselves.
This is clearly tonight is going to be one of those nights.
It is already
go off the
one
rails.
of those nights. So actually, to that point, friends and neighbors, before we begin our game with our wonderful invocation, gosh, will Lauren possibly recognize it? We are going to actually have our players roll an occupation that I will give them for a pre-gen in case they need it. Now, Call of Cthulhu, for those who are unfamiliar, is a game that is very lethal and very the characters do not really level up. They never get stronger. Whatever your measly number of hit points at the beginning is, that's kind of where it stays. But it's also a game that sometimes has a bit of a slower start to the horror, and it has a sanity mechanic, which means sometimes the dark powers here like to leave them alive for a while to just really see how crazy and deranged the things they can do to them can be. So to that point, let's have Zane, if you could go first. I need you to roll a interesting and kind of complicated kind of a thing. I need you to get a D20 and a D10. We are rolling a D200, which is a thing I sometimes do. And the way this works for anyone who cares is you're going to roll your D20, and that will be the first two numbers. So if you roll like a 1 through 9, you're just treating that as a, 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, but it goes all the way up. If you roll a 20, it's a 0 unless you roll a 0 over on this one. So it's kind of like a D100, but a D200 instead. So, good Sir Zane.
Okay.
So roll your D20.
Okay. Then 11.
Oh, okay, 111, and then roll your D10.
7.
117. You see the 1, 1, and the 7, get how it works?
Yeah.
We're all having fun learning. All right, well, this is almost shockingly similar to what you are now. Your backup character is going to be a mechanic. Now, in this day, actually 117, I believe we'll make it a little more fun. We're going to say you are a train engineer.
Oh, I love this.
All right, who would like to go next? Liv, D20, D10.
Okay.
Roll them together. The D20's the first two, and the D10's the next.
D10. Here, my D10. Okay. All right, D20 first, and then a D10.
Correct.
That is a 5.
All right, so 58. 58. You are a doctor of medicine.
Ooh, Dr. Quinn.
Ooh, that's exciting.
And again, this is just in case something shocking happens and someone needs like a new character midway through tonight if they, open the wrong door. There's one door, actually, I will just say no, like there is a door you guys could open that would be a TPK in a very funny way. Sarah Quill, let's get a backup in case Sarah perishes.
Right. 80. 80. 8 on the D20 and 0 on the 10.
80. Love it. Ooh.
Prostitute.
That is an option in this rule. That is one, but no, you have rolled a federal or government agent.
Oh.
So you work for Her Majesty.
Oh. Well, I'll have to change my accent to something more posh.
You really will.
When I die.
And then, Dan, just a D200 roll for me.
Let's do it. 166.
166. You could lead into this guy. You're a naval sailor, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the Navy.
Yes. Call me Jack
right.
Aubrey and.
So.
Wait, Dan rolled a sailor.
Mm-hmm. and not a commercial either. In the Navy.
Oh, and
He's
I
a
am.
seaman.
And I am trying to put into port.
I mean, Lauren, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Moving
friend,
along.
now that
That's the best silence we've had so far.
I mean, it's just sometimes the
Really
numbers do what they
fast.
want. If anybody does ever want to roll, it is listed as prostitute, not sex worker, because I guess the game is set in an older time, and
Yes.
I don't know, the people who made this game would have used a different term anyway. But that is 156 and 157. So in case anyone ever is like putting their heart and soul into a D200 roll, that's what you're looking for.
I really want to play a prostitute in this game. Dice.
Well,
I just rolled a 157.
Well, it's too bad you rolled a mechanic first.
I just threw it.
You could have been just a gigolo, but
It's
That would have been fun to have like a male.
wow.
game.
I was just trying to see if I'd get it, but
well, you got it. But you
I did.
wasted it then when it
I wasted
didn't
it.
count.
I've squandered everything.
Now
I'll
you'll
get
never
it
roll it again.
Also, and I should mention to everyone, these backup rolls, these are like not what you need to be in the future. Like Liv, if you do actually want to play as a prostitute, they give different stats for if you are sort of a call girl versus a streetwalker. Again, the terms they're using. But you are welcome to, anyone is welcome to choose anything if they're ever like building a character. These are again just kind of emergency options in case you die midway through.
Die tonight.
So with that, but tonight I think that what could possibly go wrong? The four of you have simply decided to travel north to Thatchford-cum-Laugrave, a village remote A botanist. Her name was Darla Quicklime. She is a member of the Order of the Opal Octopus, the organization who you kind of all are trying to get into the better graces of. She went up there and went missing. She was looking for the Dark Lords and Ladies flower. So, we shall see what happens when you venture into the north. And to that point, I think it is now time that we read tonight's invocation. Not a particularly long one. I nearly went longer, but I think this is really all we need to hear. Over the mountains of the moon, down the valley of the shadow, ride, boldly ride, the shade replied, if you seek for El Dorado. So, my friends, I actually intended to ask you guys this earlier as well, and I just forgot. Did anyone have more business in the city of Merc that you wanted to see to before setting out? To further recap, last time you had this dinner, you met some stuff. You might have gone up to a room you shouldn't have gone to. Things occurred. It's no big deal. But you were all given sort of weapons on like a loan basis from the Order. I think 2 of you took rifles, 1 of you took a revolver, 1 of you took a sax, which is a kind of an ancient sort of dagger, very creepy. They said it was cursed. Siobhan did not seem to have any issue.
Nope.
Therewith.
No problem.
But and then of course you were going to basically secure passage, and I'll just Judge McGregor, your credit rating means like it's not like you're not even marking off money for just that.
That's the honor to you, lad.
You're getting yes, you're the honorable
Judge McGregor.
Judge McGregor. Was there anything else anybody wanted to do in Merc? Or, if not, we are actually going to skip ahead to your journey.
Wait,
Are we all together at this point?
Well, so this is almost kind of like a time thing where you would all go to your separate... Like, I will do some real big hand waves of travel time and such.
A real George Lucas style cut, if you will.
Exactly, yeah, there'll be a... Unless any of you have something specific you want to do, I don't want to take that agency away, but...
We still have the lock.
Conrad does have a lock in his pocket. Or is he just happy to see me?
Well, what else is in town, I guess?
There are, town is it's a large city. If there are other contacts, other equipment you wish to acquire based on where you're going, you've been told that there are 2 villages, Thatchford and Laugrave. The idea here is that Thatchford is kind of the bigger village. Laugrave is where Darla Quicklime was, where she was looking for these flowers and was last seen. Laugrave is also where the Honorable Judge McGregor recalled a spate of ritual murders about 30 years ago.
Oh, quite a grisly affair that was too.
So, if basically this is really just a thing of like if anybody wants to either do additional research, additional hiring or renting or purchasing stuff, that's an opportunity. Otherwise,
remind me, do we know how the people were murdered that were murdered?
Based on he had a pretty extreme success in that, I think, or hot success. So it was like knives and entrails removed and positioned in creepy ways, and
I would love to do a little more research into that and see if I can dig up any of my old files about that.
Understood. So in that case, rather than starting in the village, we will start with Judge McGregor at kind of just the either the library. Where would you like to go? Library. I guess you could go to like the legal offices. They would
look through the old legal records.
Legal records. Okay, then great. Make a use library check for the legal records, and tell me if it is a. You will go to the library. Okay, great.
That is And 18, which is beneath my hard success number.
A hard success. Excellent. Very good, Judge McGregor. And so you are looking at the legal side. A hard success was actually required to find anything at all because you are not in the main thing. Siobhan, you are pretty darn high in use the library, right?
Yes.
Your
is that
number?
literally the library one?
Yeah, what is your use library?
Yeah, it's 80.
80. Okay. So yeah, you're pretty darn high here. I will actually say, just because you may sort of have things, you think the newspaper, like the periodicals, that maybe you may want to go to a paper rather than a library to make a check.
Oh, I need that. Okay.
You still will make a use library thing as you're going through the archives, but it's more just where you're looking. In any case, McGregor, you do learn with this research the name of, let me tell you about the babe with the, okay. You recall that in your research, there was a pregnant woman who was the final victim.
Oh.
And the child was delivered.
The
Yes.
child was delivered. And the child's name is Boorman Slaughter. Boorman. Boorman.
Boorman Slaughter?
Slaughter is his last name. It's actually a very, very common name.
I know, but the circumstances of this.
Yeah, it's
What?
quite the suggestive of the circumstances.
Please, come on. It's a family name. His mother, who was murdered, her name was Slaughter
Also,
too.
it sounds like he was born into the family business. Am I right?
Born out of it. Boorman Slaughter is the name of the baby who was delivered. As far as you know, he was married at the age of 14. It's about 16 years ago, to a woman whose name was Emma Stiles. You don't have you have this record just based on some I guess it would have been like land easement claims that were being made against him. That's the only reason you're able to find this here. You know, however, that it was like a good half dozen people were killed. And the local authorities, the Merc Constabulary, sent people to investigate. Kind of gave up, didn't really have many leads. It was a very insular kind of village. They didn't look too deeply. It seemed like the murders stopped with that, so over time, the town just kind of fell apart. But you have found the name of the young man.
I'll keep that in mind.
Wonderful. All right. And then, for Siobhan, please make a use library check. You are at a like the newspaper, basically, you've gone to. Oh, before that though, go ahead and make a charm check or some other means of talking your way in.
Oh, into the newspaper?
Exactly, kind of, you know.
Okay, so we're sorry, we did this mechanic once before now. So I roll 100 and I have to get under.
You will roll a D100 and you need to roll under your number.
Okay. 32. Which
32.
Is under my charm. Yes.
That is under your charm of 47. So go ahead and click the box for your charm, because you have succeeded. And Judge McGregor, go ahead and click the box for your library use if you have not
Well, I've
already.
already clicked that box
Wonderful.
long ago.
So Siobhan, now that you're in there, just go ahead and make your library check.
I could fail it. It's possible.
Oh, you can always fail. Yeah.
Ooh, I came close. 75.
75. All right, so the good news for you is because you went to the newspaper area, it was no longer, in the library, it would have been a much higher success. So you have scored a normal success. And with a normal success, you find an article that features some information that no other articles kind of, you spend several hours this morning going over all of this. You find one bit of information that was not really included in any other articles, and it seems sort of almost conspicuous that it was never mentioned again. It was mentioned early on and then never again.
That's suspicious.
So either it was clearly a dead end, or maybe it was too close for something. But the ritualistic murders seem similar to, according to this reporter, a folkloric worship of a figure called the Green Man. Sort of a quasi-deific nature figure. You notice that they talk about how he has different kinds of heads, the foliate head, the disgorging head, how he's been depicted, and they even, make an occult check for me.
Oh no. Okay. Occult, where are you? There you are. Ooh, this one's harder. What do the ones in purple mean?
Purple simply means it is something that you have better than, you don't have the baseline at. So, no joy. Okay.
49.
Yes, you have not heard of that person before. You're not familiar with that sort of legendary figure or whatever. So
that would make sense, but I wouldn't.
The Green Man. Strange ritual murders. That is what you have learned after a few hours at the library. However, at this point, I think you all safely feel that if you want to sort of make it there by a reasonable time, this is getting to the hour that by however you've been communicating to your separate apartments in this kind of Victorian era, northern British style city, you would need to set out. So, if you are going to leave Merc now, Conrad or Sarah, anything you wanted to acquire or investigate before you left?
No.
Then
I think I'm pretty good. I'm ready to go.
You all gather in that case.
Well, I thought we gathered in a carriage and not in the case.
Hey now. Yes, and you do have a driver. He is a man about 50 years old, very quiet. He's sort of, brushing down a couple of horses. You've selected someone who actually takes this route a good bit. This is someone who knows the proper places to stop, quarter rest the horses and things along the way.
Excuse me, before we leave, I would like to pet the horses.
All right, you step towards to pet the horses, and this old
This
man.
is how I die.
The old man, or not old man, he's kind
Is
of
there an animal handling one?
middle-aged guy. I think there actually might be, or otherwise it would just be nature. As you step forward, although really it would be ride, but before you even get to it, this guy kind of just stops and kind of puts an arm out and says, "Don't touch them."
I'm so sorry. I just don't get to see the horses on my property very much, so I just wanted to say hello and wish them a good ride and to thank them for taking us to where we're going. And thank you so much for taking care of these beautiful animals.
There's something wrong with the horses.
No. I don't want them to get confused.
How so?
He turns to Judge McGregor. Are these your daughters?
No, I've never married.
Well, technically you can have daughters without ever marrying.
Not if you respect things, Les.
Oh.
We're daughters, we're not their daughters.
These are not riding horses. They're, I'm not used to people touching them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't intending to ride them. I just wanted to say hello. It's okay. But thank you. Anyway.
Well,
He
while they're
opens
talking,
the carriage for you. Yeah, Conrad.
while they were talking, I wanted to just peek at the horses and see if I know anything based on what I know about horses.
I will let you make either a natural world, a ride, or I guess even a medicine, whichever of those you deem the highest score you can attempt.
Right.
Ride. Make a ride. You've been around horses.
Well, that was a
Riding.
99, so
99. What is your score in ride?
60.
Damn.
Oh no.
So here's the thing: a 100 is like a fumble, a critical fail. But because and it's actually a 96 or higher is a critical fail, unless your skill is 50 or higher. Since you are very good at riding, that is not a critical failure, but the horses, they just don't look like your kind of horses.
They don't look like my kind of horses. We might as well just get in the carriage.
What are your kind of horses?
The type from land of the free, places where, you can ride for days on end without seeing a single soul.
How lonely.
To each their own. We might as well just get in the carriage.
They're not my kind of horses either, but...
And this man, this driver, who no one's even asked his name, he has opened the carriage doors, and he's, can help the ladies climb in.
As he helps me, I would like to say, and what was your name?
I'm Glover.
Nice to meet you, Glover. I'm Sarah Quill.
He just continues helping people in. And what follows thereafter, as Glover kind of climbs up in the front, a whip. The carriage jerks forward. One question, two of you are sitting facing backwards and two are sitting facing forwards. Who is where?
I'll sit backwards because Sarah would think it's more fun.
Okay.
I'd like to keep my eye on the driver and the horses.
Understood. So Conrad, you're sitting facing forward, like looking over the ladies. And this is a covered carriage. So there is like a little window where you can see him up there, and there are windows on the sides, but you can also draw those. Alistair.
Probably would want to be facing forwards.
All right, so Siobhan and Conrad on one side, Alistair and Sarah.
And I'll be looking backwards to make sure no one's following us.
Understood.
I
So
think I would get a little sick.
you all ride out from Merc, and it doesn't take long before the cobblestone streets and the clip-clop, clip-clop, clip-clop gives way to sort of dull, thudding feelings. The kind of there's been an evenness to the kind of rickety bounce in the wheels carrying your carriage, but at some point that turns to a much kind of rougher and less regular, although inexorably forward movement. You have left Merc and you are now on a dirt road, traveling across the countryside. It's probably not quite. Actually, you know what? I'll roll for your boy Glover. He rolls a technically an extreme success, so it's actually very smooth, but noticeable. I will give you an opportunity to speak amongst yourselves for a few moments if you'd like to take it, or you can all just take a nap amongst strangers.
I've been thinking. Remember when we went up to that spot and we saw that kind of fanatical woman up in the, in that attic space or whatever it was?
Well, yes, of course we remember. That happened literally an hour or two ago.
Yeah. I forgot to tell y'all. I saw this funny-looking fella run up into that room, and when we went up in there, he wasn't in there, and there was nowhere for him to go.
What sort of funny-looking fellow?
Remember that guy that let us in to go eat dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Same fella.
Philip, just to clarify, this is not the same person that I convinced not to go in, right?
No, that is Harris.
Okay.
But the man that Conrad recognized is the footman who, at the very beginning of last week's session, sort of told you guys you could enter the room.
Okay. Oh, well, that's very interesting, because I was lying about there being a ghost, and it sounds like there might actually be a ghost. How exciting!
I don't know about that last, Mr. Bourgeois. Seems like that I wouldn't be shocked if there were secret passages in and out of that room. All these old buildings in the area tend to have them.
Makes sense.
Especially.
Or perhaps he's actually her lover and he was hiding under the bed the whole time. There.
That's also a possibility.
Or a ghost lover. I've read a few books about that.
You really shouldn't let your imagination get the best of you like that, Lass.
Oh, well, it's someone else's imagination that I was just reading.
I do think I read one about a woman falling in love with her grandmother's ghost lover, right? Are you
Yes! Oh, yes! Yes!
Mhm.
She was a doctor, I believe.
Yes. Quite progressive. Quite a progressive work of fiction.
the journey continues.
And we talk about Ice Planet Barbarians and
Sure.
everything else.
I often will ask, Alistair and Siobhan, do you share any of your research with the others on this ride?
I'll divulge it all, yeah.
Let them all know.
Wonderful. So, to recap that research, Alistair reveals that the name of the boy who lived and the fact that he was married at a rather tender young age, and Siobhan will let you know about ties to something called the Green Man. That is what you
Yes,
have.
are any of you familiar with the Green Man? Have you heard of this ritual?
We do.
I'll say if you guys want to keep going, no, it would be a separate thing. Any of you could make an occult roll. I would sort of say if you are someone who actually has like a purple number for that, like you've put some points into it, I would more encourage you to do so. But even if you don't, and you think your character might have had some, dilettantish interest in it, you're certainly welcome to.
I will.
Sarah Quill will. All right, Sarah.
Making spec out in there, so I will not.
Sarah
That is a fail.
A fail.
89.
Sarah Quill, you've never heard of the Green Man.
I've never heard of him. No.
So, conversation seems to slow to a
It's been 7 minutes.
peters out. No, as well. You know what?
That awkward silence among strangers who don't know them.
Yeah, it's that. It's when you get to the and he.
Just making commentary about the things that pass by.
Oh, cool. Oh, another tree. The worst is when two people simultaneously say so, any brothers or sister. But in any case, you all ride north. You stop a couple of times. I should roll weather. Ooh, it's raining. Perfect.
Of course.
Spooky weather.
It begins to rain. It is, it's never really that sunny in Merkshire, but it's a very overcast gray day. You have to stop with a little more frequency to let the horse rest. It's harder on their hooves when the roads are wet. But on one of these stops, kind of, Glover will kind of come and say, we're only about an hour from Thatchford. Or did you want to go straight to Lowgrave? It's around the wood. It can take a little longer to get there.
I think you said we could do like a no check or something, or a no roll.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Do we have any difference? Like, would anybody kind of have an opinion of some sort?
Thank you for remembering no rolls. I will even say that based on your briefing, that's not even required. You basically understand that Thatchford cum Lowgrave is kind of like the collective name for these two villages that are only maybe not even quite a mile apart. They used to both be larger. Now Thatchford is the larger one. That has a public house, or like an inn, which is probably where you would be staying. Lowgrave is like 3 miles around a wood, or about 1 mile through the wood. To go between them. Glover will actually inform you that there is no stabling in Lowgrave. There is stabling in Thatchford.
Why don't we check out the bigger city first? I think maybe we can get a bite to eat or something. Maybe a drink.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
It's agreeable.
I'm thinking that's probably a better idea. All right, I'll take you to Thatchford. And with that, without any sort of other incident, you all arrive in a rather small northern village called Thatchford. Your driver, Glover, will take you to the public house. It is called the Sixpence a Head. That is not the rates for a room, by the way. But he will sort of bring you up there, and there are actually stables not far from there. You do see there is a strange image hanging from sort of the wooden sign outside of this pub. It is a sort of like a dark, like a black field on which there is a golden, like human figure with sort of like a whip in hand that's like over his head, and he seems to be running sort of forward. It's a kind of odd image for a public house's sign. Glover will kind of let you out. He will begin unloading your various boxes and things. And there seems to be actually a stable here at the inn, so that's where he was going to keep the animals. And he'll sort of say, there's your things. Let me know when you're ready to go back to Merc.
Do I have money with me?
So you have a credit rating. That is actually one of your skills listed as a credit rating.
Oh.
We haven't gone deep. What? Yeah, if you're trying to tip the driver, what is your credit rating?
55.
Yeah, you can give him a modest tip, no problem.
I will give him a modest tip.
He'll
Say, enjoy yourself, Glover. Buy yourself a drink. The horses an apple. Can I bring them an apple?
No.
Okay.
He'll just lead the horses away. So there is a public house before you.
Is that what pub is short for?
It is.
Well, I'll be damned.
Why don't we head into that public house and maybe get a shot of whiskey or something?
Oh, I've never had whiskey before.
You're missing out, dearie.
Oh,
Have you ever had any alcohol before, my dear?
Oh, wine and champagne at events that my parents throw, but only one glass at a time.
We'll keep an eye on you with the whiskey, I think.
Wait.
Okay.
Mr. Bourgeois, you mean to tell me that you're shooting whiskey over there? Is that what you're doing? Is that how you're destroying and ridding
With a gun?
yourself of a delightful time drinking some fine Scotch whiskey?
You shoot it?
Absolutely not.
It's a figure of speech.
Great.
It's drinking it, taking shots.
You get a shot in your face.
No, Sarah, no.
You really
Let's
need
just
to get
stick
your
with
head out
wine.
of the real world. Man.
Well, I don't leave my estate very much. I'm sorry.
It's totally fine. I just won't leave you to.
Well, I would like to be
Be
shot in the
predatory.
face with whiskey, please.
Well, we'd be happy to oblige. Why don't we go on inside?
You
God bless her.
open the door into the public house. Inside, it's not that attended actually at this hour. Many people are probably still like working the fields or whatnot. There's a few kind of shady characters on the periphery inside. Right now, I guess I'll do. There is a gentleman behind the bar. Looks like about as stereotypical like a barman as you could look for. But the only person of note in here is kind of like at a table in basically the center of the room. There is a rather well-dressed and rather handsome gentleman wearing very nice clothing. And he sort of like almost stands when you all come in and then does one of these looks of like, and then just kind of smiles and you notice that he well actually I'll say, Alistair, it seems like you were walking in first. Throw me a psychology roll, but then go ahead and say whatever you're about to say.
I was going to say if any of us recognize the fella.
Understood.
Psychology 45. My number's 35, so that's a fail.
Very good. So yeah, you don't really get a read on his vibe, but go ahead, Alistair, and please roll for me a luck check. Let's see if you happen to know the guy.
32. My luck's 55. I do.
As it happens, you've seen the photograph. This is a young nobleman. He is the heir to being kind of like the lord of this part of town. His name is Ulysses Cravengate. And he's probably like 28, 29, something like that. very sort of kind of like tall, kind of Byronic features, that sort of dude. He sort of half got up and then just kind of smiled and sat back down. He has a glass of, probably just a glass of sherry, kind of, just sitting there, that he's been sort of drinking very, very quietly.
And the rest of us noticed, right?
That when he walked in, he kind of was like, but upon seeing all of you, he kind of returned to his thing. So we'll say that you noticed that briefly as you entered.
As I did, can I think that he was looking for me and just wave enthusiastically?
Yes, if you see a man kind of half looking,
but then realize
you begin to wave. He looks at you. There's a bit of surprise on his face. He waves back, lifts his sherry, and kind of just takes a drink, assuming that. Actually, I will roll for him.
Sarah, dear, do you know him?
He rolled very high.
So.
He will sort of he will actually stand up as you start to wave. And he'll say, "Yes, forgive me, Polly."
No, I'm so sorry. I thought you knew me. I didn't know you, though. I was just trying to be polite.
Ah. Well, my apologies.
But it's nice to meet you, though. My name is Sarah Quill.
Oh, gosh.
Sarah Quill. He'll sort of, take your hand and whatever. I don't think it's quite a kiss the glove situation, but he'll kind of give you a whatever, kind of a half bow. Ulysses Cravengate, at your service.
Oh, what a lovely name. It's nice to meet you. I'm going to get shot in the face with whiskey with my friends.
Oh, goodness.
Why don't we just get a whole bartender? Can we get a quick round for all of us, including this new gentleman, the Byronic looking fellow over here?
I'm going to pull Sarah aside.
The barkeep will just grab a bottle and set it down and carry that over.
Thank you, sir. I start to pour shots for everybody.
Oh, I really, it's rather early in the day. But yeah, Siobhan, you've pulled Sarah aside.
Oh, yes, I'm just... Sarah?
Yes.
I know you're new and exploring the world and it's shiny. Trust me, I understand. I've been in your shoes exactly. But, it would be wise to be restrained when speaking to strange men in establishments such as this.
Oh, well, he stood, so I assumed he was polite, at the very least, which means he might not kill me if I say hello.
That's a very low bar, dear, for how we should expect men to treat you.
Oh.
Just
It's a good
be
bar.
a little reserved. Hold back some of yourself.
Okay,
Okay.
I will try. Thank you.
Ladies, watch this. This is some life lessons for you out there.
I'm gonna have to be bar mom
viewers.
tonight.
So in any case, Ulysses Cravengate kind of does a, "Oh, yes, please join me," all he kind of, he retains his chair sort of facing the door. But to the rest of you, he kind of just gestures and says, well met, please, join me. He waits for the ladies to sit and then does so himself. What brings you all to Thatchford?
We're hunting for the Dark Lords and Ladies Flower. You ever heard of it?
Wow, he rolls a 4.
Okay.
Oh, yes, as a matter of fact, I have. They say they used to be at the Gardens of Bitter End. That's, forgive me, you're probably not from this area. That Bitter End is my estate, or my family's estate. But we've not had those flowers in a while. You think there are some here? How very interesting.
What do you mean by a while? Like,
Oh.
are they out of season, or?
No, they all died many years ago. As far
About
as
30 years ago.
Oh, I think longer than that. I think my mother said she remembered them from her girlhood. But
Interesting.
perhaps as recently as that. I've never seen them. I've seen pictures. Oh, I've seen a pressed one in glass at Bitter End.
Can you describe it? What does it look like? What's so special about it? Why do people want to see this thing?
Well, it's I believe the rarity of it. So the Lords and Ladies flower is a real flower. I guess I'll just show it to you on a picture. There's nothing wrong. No, he's describing it, so let's see how well a job he does of describing it. This isn't a thing you're seeing, but a thing you're hearing about. There's sort of a bulb, almost shape, with this small sort of a point on the inside. Let me roll to see how well he does. Okay, cool. Doesn't do that well, so I don't have to figure it out either. I'm not sure what's the stamen, but I think it's a stamen. But he describes a sort of like a bulbed, hooded flower with like a small sort of, pollinated area in the center of it. But he says, and typically the Lords and Ladies flower can be found more commonly. The Dark Lords and Ladies flower is the same flower, but dark. Out of game for our simply for our players. I will actually show you guys. They look like, oh my god, just open a fucking hate everything.
Book and Dagger says you're correct on the stamen, though.
That is the stamen. Thank you, Book and Dagger. They look like that.
Interesting.
Oh, that's very pretty.
Yeah, it's an interesting look of them. So he sort of says, yeah. So that is the flower. We have some. If you, he's kind of looking at all of you. What is everyone's credit rating at this table?
55.
55. Okay.
42.
42.
70.
70. Okay.
60 for me.
60 for you. Okay, so actually, looking at the group overall, aside from the American, there's a sense from him of like he's, now that you're sitting with
Spends
him,
it all on healthcare.
there's a bit of a sense where he's like, oh, okay, maybe
He's not
these
among
guys
the
are.
rabble.
And Judge, you believe
American
that his
doesn't have
credit
the credit,
rating is
everyone else
higher
does.
than yours.
Well, you know how it works with people who are born into money. Some of us have to come about it the hard way.
That's the vibe for sure. So he will sort of say, yes, you're welcome to come to Bitter End if you would like to. If you're here, although I worry that your journey here may leave you unfulfilled. As I say, I don't think those flowers have been seen for a very long time.
Well, even if you do have one of those enclosed in glass, it might be worth our time.
Oh yes, then please come. My parents are away in Hibernon, so I'm perfectly happy to have some guests. It's been rather quiet.
And we do graciously accept their generous offer of hospitality.
I'd like to maybe do a toast.
Well, of whiskey. While the sun is still up. Well, go
they
ahead
do
then, please.
Across the ocean.
Well, I just wanted to say that I'm really glad that we have new friends here.
Me too.
You're not supposed to talk while I'm toasting. That's the rule.
Oh.
You wait till the end.
Could
Then we
you
all
be
drink together.
polite to her? She doesn't know.
Oh, I'm very polite. Just really trying to teach you the rules of the game.
Well, usually I'm not allowed to attend the parties that my parents have thrown, so I don't really know the customs of parties. So I will be quiet during your toast. But thank you so much, Siobhan.
This is your first party. I like this. Well, I just wanted to say here's to new friends. Here's to the order. Here's to finding what we need to find in the Flower Dark Lords and Ladies.
Here. He drinks the whiskey. Now, Sarah, only because you've said it. Does anybody not drink the whiskey, by the way?
Absolutely not. I do drink it.
Understood. This guy kicks it back like it's not a problem. Sarah, I am going to need you to just go ahead and roll for me. I think it's Constitution. So make a Constitution roll.
Forest.
Wait, I don't see that.
It is up. It's CON. It's one of the orange boxes at the top.
Oh, it's pretty high. Well,
Then roll under it and you'll be fine.
53.
What is it for you?
80.
Golly, you're a healthy
I
girl.
know.
Jeez. Gotta get those genes out there into the gene pool. Just gotta spread that. Genes, not spread. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, moving on.
One of those
You
nights.
don't want to walk that one back a little bit?
I mean,
Gotta
some
spread
people
those
would.
genes
They
to
probably really want to walk it back a little. Okay, anyway, so the point is, it's a lot. Imagine taking your first shot of whiskey, but it's good. I mean, you may not think it's good, but the rest of you, it's not bad stuff.
It stings. That's surprising.
Yes, now take your time before you have another.
It'll put hair on your chest.
I don't want hair on my chest.
It's a figure of speech, darling.
You
Don't
knew
worry
she
about it.
wouldn't understand that, Conrad.
Well, my apologies.
The barman comes over and sort of just says, I'm just wondering, will you be requiring rooms for the evening?
Maybe worth it to secure lodgings here before we head off.
Ulysses
yeah.
kind of looks up. He had offered for you guys to just come stay
yeah,
with
I was-
him.
Oh, he offered us to stay? I thought he just had offered us to come visit. Yeah. No, we are our new acquaintance here has graciously offered to host us. So thank you.
The barman's like, cool, money I won't make. And just kind of, I don't know, takes your dirty glasses and walks away. So, you said you're all botanists? I heard you mention the order. What order would that be?
Oh. What orders are you familiar with?
There's many orders. It's, there's a new order cropping up every 5 minutes. Monastic orders, holy orders,
You ever heard of the Triple O?
the triple O. He's gonna make a no roll. No.
Never heard of it.
Order of the Opal Octopus. Anybody? Ring a bell?
Order of the Opal Octopus. No, can't say I'm familiar.
It's full of interesting people and, just, I don't know, I guess. it's
Including
good to be part of an
yourselves?
order. Say again?
Including yourselves. You're members of this esteemed organization.
I would say so.
Well, to the order indeed. Well, he seems, he kind of withdraws slightly, or just kind of still looking at the door, then looking at there's probably like a clock, kind of like, a very large clock, because back then, etc., but kind of on the bar, and he just looks at that for a while.
You said you thought that I was someone else. Polly?
Yes, I'm meant to meet a young woman here. Her name is Polly.
Oh. I don't see her.
I don't either. I think she may not be making it. She
I'm
was
terribly sorry.
meant to be here more than an hour ago.
Well, I hope she's all right.
Yes. Yes, I do. In fact, he kind of stands up and kind of just goes and starts talking to the barkeep, who's giving him looks of like, I don't know. I've been in here all day, man.
He only just now think he should be concerned about his lady friend. Interesting.
Well, it is raining.
Well, perhaps they don't set a specific time to meet, but rather they should meet here.
Judge,
What?
sometimes I have no idea what you said.
Yeah.
Perhaps they not set a specific time to meet, but that they should just meet here.
Well, didn't he just say he should be here an hour ago?
Did
He
No,
did.
Sounds to me like they had a time.
not everyone runs quite on time.
well, women usually do.
My dear, in
The
my line of
silence is
work,
deafening.
I've seen, In my line of work, I've seen criminal plots foiled by both men and women running quite off time.
Well, hopefully she's all right.
He comes back over to the table. Yes, I do wonder, perhaps I should have a turn about town just to see if a young woman has come into any trouble, or if you wish to call on, do you have carriage or transportation?
Oh, we do, but the horses are resting.
Yes.
And I don't want to wake them because they've worked very hard to get us here safely, so maybe we should get a room here.
Well, it's not far to the manor, but do as you wish. You can call on me tomorrow if you'd rather.
Do we have any sort of like any perception whether or not he is a
Trustworthy
good guy?
fellow?
His intentions.
That
Is he a
is a
trustworthy
psychology
fellow?
roll. You can do that. And sorry, what'd you say, Siobhan?
I said, is he a trustworthy fellow?
My psychology is pretty low. I don't know if anyone else is interested.
Well, you're the one doing. You're the one who's got like you're the one
let's
who's
do
thinking
this.
it. So
Let's
just
make this
Make
happen.
the try. Siobhan, though, you can also do it because you've expressed dubiousness at various times. What do we got, Conrad?
It was 19,
What is your?
10.
Oh, okay. So Conrad,
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you something. 9 points of your luck could turn that into a success. Permanent points of the luck.
Okay,
To reducing it.
but I rolled a 5.
Conrad, of course, does not know that, but yes, she rolled
I
a 5,
know.
so don't spend your luck. Very well. So, Siobhan, the 5 is that a I assume better? Is that a better than a normal success for you?
Yes, that's a hard success.
A hard success. Lovely. So with a hard success, Siobhan, kind of getting the vibe on this guy. He does not seem untrustworthy. He seems, he does seem curious about all of you. You definitely get the sense he's very interested in why you're here, and probably was just like, you don't think he's inviting you to his home because he's bored. He's probably inviting you to his home because he's like, all right, let me see what these people are up to. What's going on here? Keep you under his roof, sort of thing. But you don't get any malevolence from him, at least.
No malevolence, but he is being a bit nosy.
So he will sort of say, well, if you, yes, Miss Quill.
Well, I was just wondering, if we did take our carriage, do you have a place for the horses?
Of course,
For
yes.
the to rest?
Of course, we have stables,
Oh.
yes.
Oh, you have a large estate like I do. Perfect.
Oh, you have a large estate.
I do. Well, my father does. My mother
I
and
suppose
live
that you
there,
and I are in
probably.
the same boat in that case.
Yes.
Yes, yes, we have stables. If you have a coachman, we have servants' quarters and such things.
Oh.
But if you will, however, excuse me, I do think I should perhaps, as you say, perhaps something has befallen Miss Polly, which is the only name I was given, so I should probably look for her.
Okay. Well, he is very nice and very accommodating.
He will say he left since you're starting to say these things.
oh,
Sure.
sorry, I thought he
He
did.
nodded to you all, and he is just leaving the public house.
What do y'all think?
I mean, I don't think he's going to do us any harm, but he does seem like he could be potentially very invasive into anyone's privacy if there is anything particular that tickles his fancy, and I don't know if we want to keep it from him.
But his estate is the origin of the flower that
This
we
is true.
were looking for, so
This is very true.
Yeah, maybe we can find Miss Darla. You know, his estate is pretty close to where she went missing, and I'm wondering if perhaps he may have been involved in something like this, or could know some information. He seems like a nice enough fellow. He joined us for the toast and all.
That's all it takes.
Hell yeah, I'm sure, Conrad. Once you share a drink with someone, I feel like you certainly feel like you know them, right?
100%, my good man.
Certainly an American trait.
You can see right into a man's soul after you take a sip of whiskey.
I do
I don't
think
know about that
I do
one.
think it will be a good idea to go there, though. There may be answers there that we can uncover.
So, what are you all going to do now? He has left about, at this point, maybe 5 minutes before you. He's apparently going out to look for this girl. You are in the public house. You also know there is a village about a mile away through a wood, and he said his estate is, a few miles away.
Can I go talk to the bartender?
Sure.
I would like to ask,
Hmm.
are you overly familiar with that gentleman? Ulysses.
Not overly.
Does he come here often?
No, he's a lord, isn't it?
Oh, so you're familiar with his family then?
Yes.
And what's their story?
They're rich.
Yes, well, oftentimes rich people have dark and mysterious pasts. So I'm just wondering if there's any stories or legends about his family, perhaps?
The guy gets this evil grin on his face.
Uh-oh.
Do you know about... Well, you're not from around here, are you?
No, but I've heard tales of this area.
Have you?
Certainly.
Then you know about Old Ben Charm.
Oh, not that one.
Well, make an
Ooh,
occult
what?
roll. We'll give you a
Oh.
shot. Old Ben Charm.
And charm?
Charm is the last name.
Charm. And charm.
Nope. 50.
Never heard
And
of
I
him.
have a 35.
Never heard of him. Well. There was an overseer many years ago. Handled the fields. And the Craven Gates. They let him run the fields as he saw fit. So he put out word to the locals that he'd be paying good. 6 pence a head. 6 pence a head. Sang Old Ben Charm. Well, times were lean then, as they often are here. So they came from all around to work and get their 6 pence a head. The Craven Gates said he could do it. They said whatever it costs. And he hung them.
Now, why didn't he cut off their heads? Because wouldn't that be the pun? That it would be 6 pence for a head. So wouldn't you think that the story would go that he cut off their heads?
He didn't.
Right. Anyway, is there any validity to this tale?
Yeah. He hung them.
Okay, do you know anyone who was hung, perhaps? Or
No,
someone
it
who
was-
knows someone?
It was hundreds of years ago.
Okay, but you surely know your lineage.
Aye, he hung everyone.
Okay. And you don't know any specific names, it's just a tale.
Everyone. But he hung the Craven Gate heir too.
The Craven Gate heir.
The heir.
What was their name? Do you know?
Edmund.
Interesting.
You're not letting me tell the story right.
Go ahead.
Kinda like-
I'm sorry.
Goes back. I was in the middle of it, and then you said they should chop off the heads, which he didn't. He hung them.
But wouldn't that make a better story for next time?
It's-
I'm just saying.
Not
Anyways,
next. It's not a. It's not a story.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I'm working on that.
It's
My
fine.
friend Siobhan told me I should stop talking. So I'm going to stop.
Well. Clearly the guy's a little off his game. I'll have him roll a, he rolls 80-something. So 90-something, 94. So he just kind of goes, anyway, the store, if you hear someone saying 6 pence a head, don't turn around. They'll slip a noose around you. Never mind. He just polishes the bar.
What's the name of this bar again?
6 pence a head.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me about the bar's namesake. It has something to do with this story?
Yeah. This guy's spirit is crushed. He's just, yeah, it's named after the...
Oh, can I give him a tip?
And say, for the wonderful story. And if you want to add the embellishments that I recommended,
It
certainly
happened.
can.
It happened.
Okay. And, fact becomes legend, legend becomes myth. Stories change to be more interesting and spooky.
I'm gonna get my wife. She tell it better than I do. He just leaves.
Siobhan, I tried, but I couldn't be quiet, and I don't know why not.
And I don't know why not.
This is just me, Lauren, as a person,
God.
reconciling with myself.
It may be that we should reduce the whiskey intake in the
But
future.
I've only been shot once.
Yes, but if you've never been shot before, even once may be a lot for you. Not like me, I drink like a fish.
Do we have an indication if this man's wife is about to come back?
Ooh, make a listen roll. Conrad.
No. That was an 83. Mine is a 20. So.
You unfortunately cannot hear at the present. You have no sense.
Did he just leave the building?
He like went back into the back room or somewhere.
I turn to the group and say, hey, we stopped in this town on our way here, and I'm wondering if maybe that Darla Quicklime might have done the same thing before she went missing. So maybe we should start asking around.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I believe, in fact, you were, yes, explicitly told she had a room in this inn.
Oh, well then maybe we should
Bartender!
go here and investigate.
Sir, we have another tip for you.
He comes out. I'm not able to find her right now.
We had another question. I'm sorry about my acquaintance here that...
It's fine. It's okay. Just if you hear someone saying it, watch out.
They might hang us. And sir, I thought that your story was phenomenal. I felt like it was titillating the entire way through, and I felt as if that lore was real, as if I could feel it right now, and I'm scared for what happens.
It is all Ben Charm. Mm.
Yeah, well, I did have another question for you that maybe you could help us with. We're looking for somebody that may have come through these parts. I can't remember how long ago. How long ago did she come here?
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks back. Do we have a description of her?
You do.
She is, and I describe the person.
Oh.
Ring a bell, Darla Quicklime.
The flower lady. Yeah.
Can you tell us more? She's missing. We're looking for her.
She's a flower lady. I haven't seen her in a while.
You remember how you told us
a bunch of
that story?
messages come for her. He kind of holds it up.
Messages?
People wondering where she was.
Mind if we maybe take a look at those messages by any chance? We're actually very good friends. Consider it family of Darla.
Make a fast talk roll, Conrad.
It's so low.
Well, if you don't want to do that, you could try to pitch me something else. You are kind of trying to flim-flam the guy now that you're starting to lie, but...
Well, when I say family, I mean
Best
we're
friend.
concerned. We're investigating her disappearance.
Make a persuasion roll. And unfortunately, I will tell you ahead of time, it is a hard roll because of the weird vibe that is
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Did you succeed? Did you succeed normal? Now I feel bad.
No, there was no success of any
Understood.
sort.
Gotcha. He'll sort of say, that's private property is the mail. So
Judge,
it's from something. It's from Merc. From the Order of the Owl October. Smudged.
Order of the Opal Octopus.
Could be.
That's us.
Well, that's who mailed her. So
Sir, what if I told you that we have brought the law with us? And I just point over to the judge.
well, him.
Yes,
He's a constable.
he's higher than a constable.
He is tall.
Hmm.
He's the judge.
Okay.
He can judge you here right now.
Well,
Listen, that may be how things work in America, but
do you have a writ of the court?
Judge, help me out here.
I do not need a writ of the court. What I can do is I can march over to. I assume I still know some people here, right?
Tell you what, just simply make a law roll, and just like a law knowledge, legal knowledge, whatever the hell it's called. Just make one of those.
37. Oh, wait. So if I hit the hard success number, is that if I hit it or if I get lower than that?
I think hit it.
Right. That's
Meter
my hard success
beat.
number.
It is literally a hard success score. Great. Then yes, you begin saying so much stuff, and he goes, okay then, and he just hands you the letters.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for the cooperation.
Her room was she was in room 4.
And has anyone been in it since?
Nah.
Do you mind if we go and take a look?
I don't want you to do that thing you just described. He gestures to the judge.
Well, thanks to your cooperation, we won't have to.
Let's go, yeah. He'll slide you a key to the room.
I will grab the key.
Before we go, maybe we can huddle around it. So what does it say?
I'll open it up.
If you look through these, they are a collection of very quick notes. And there's not really that many.
okay.
3 of them are written by Harris, asking, basically, sort of saying Miss Quicklime, we are just wondering, if you are present, do you need assistance? Please respond by post. If you need assistance there, your extended period of non-communication is becoming troubling. 3 of the letters, and some of these are especially kind of the earlier ones. It seems like he took over. Some of the earlier ones are written in a hand some of you may have seen. It is the hand of Octavia, who invited you to to the event there, and it is basically her saying like Octavia Otawa just being like Darlin Darla is how she addresses her, just asking if there's any just a little bit more conversational, friendly, asking how the hunt for the flower is going, then expressing one of the letters is like, I hope is the equivalent of like a text being like You haven't answered me. Hope you didn't get murdered. Haha, JK. Seriously, answer me. And then the next one is the equivalent of text being like, Darla. None seem to have ever been responded to or even opened. So, really all it implies is things you already knew. They were looking for her, but I guess what you do learn from it is that Harris seems to be much more professional in his interactions with Darla, whereas there seems to be some more genuine friendshipy affection between her and Octavia O'Dowell.
Well then, shall we go up to the room? And I'll hold up the key.
Mine as well. As we're walking up the stairs, Judge, that was amazing. How did you do that? That was way to pull rank on these guys.
You know your way around machinery, right? And when you
Yes, sir.
when you work with machines, you kind of just go into a flow, you know what you're doing. You don't have to think about it.
A flow state, yes.
Yes, exactly. I've spent so much time using the law, enforcing the law, finagling with the law that it's second nature to me.
I sure hope I can see you do that once again.
Well, there is something to be said for watching anyone do something that they are highly skilled in.
Should see me shuck corn with my machines. All right, should we go?
We'll say at this point you guys are outside of room number 4.
I'll glance at Siobhan and be like, what's...
Don't.
Okay.
Don't. I don't know. I don't understand the new machinery very well, to be honest with you.
What is everyone's current sanity?
Oh,
score?
no!
Uh-oh.
Just out of curiosity.
Why do I have to tell you?
You just tell. Like, I mean, I can look it up. I'm trying to save myself a second.
70.
45.
Wait, you're 45?
I think I
not
lost
good.
a bunch.
Is anybody lower? Is anybody else lower than 50?
No.
Fucking rad.
Oh no!
So, you guys are kind of get up here to the door. You have who has the key in hand?
I do.
All right. So Sarah Quill, you insert the key, and you hear the faintest whisper. You can't quite hear it. Make a listen roll.
Oh, no, fail. 65 and it's 20.
You hear some whisper, but then like you can't hear it.
I thought I heard something. Never mind.
So I will twist.
You turn the key. The room in here has been cleaned. It is just a kind of a quaint country room. There's like a wash basin on one side, a bed with a rather threadbare kind of blanket over the top of it. The creepy thing about this room, unless you don't think it's creepy, is that there are over, in fact, you guys know the exact number. There's just over a dozen little paintings around the room. 13 of them, in fact. They are all of pine martens, which are kind of like a little ferret, you know, kind of like a M-A-R-T-E-N. They're all over like British literature and such. 13 pine martens on the walls. There is a bed. There is a wardrobe.
Can I go and examine the paintings and do an art?
Ooh, you may do an art instead of a spot hidden. Absolutely.
Oh, damn it! 31!
What
That
kind of
was
success?
almost 30.
Luck.
Oh, 60 is that my number is 60, but
Well, I have good news for you. I
I
didn't
can
even
use-
realize this. You don't need to. A spot hidden check, a hard success will reveal additional information, but in parentheses I wrote, or a regular art painting roll. So because you're using your painting skills, you notice something on, and you notice it on like a couple of them, but then you soon notice it on all of them, or like to some small extent. Some of them seem very, very loosely done. All of the pine martens have had red painted onto their front paws and their mouths. That's just a regular spot hidden reveals, but with your regular art or a hard spot hidden, you have revealed that all of that red paint was applied probably at the same time and after the fact.
Oh, well, that's gruesome. And I will convey all of that to everyone in the room.
Wonderful.
Can you repeat what she conveyed to us? I'm sorry.
Yes, all of these little pictures of pine martens, which are again just kind of like a ferret weasel, sort of pleasant, whatever kind of looking thing, they all have very faint red paint that has been applied around their mouths and on their front paws. And according to Sarah, it has all been applied like later, probably by the same brush.
Would that happen?
Sorry, what'd you say, Siobhan?
Why would that happen?
Well, somebody wanted to add it after the fact, I suppose to convey a message. But if it was... Wait, do I know when the painting was initially made? And when, like, is there something...
The paintings look... I'll phrase it like this. The paintings have kind of like display weathering of several years. The new stuff is within a year or two. The red is within a year or two. Could be more recent than that.
But with the same brush, you said, right?
You suspect it all has the same markings. You suspect it was all done around the same kind of just...
By the same artist? Or...
The paintings are not all by the same artist, but you suspect someone might have put faint red on all of them at the same time.
Okay. Yes. So, all of that.
No pattern or meaning that we can discern.
I mean, it's obviously something sinister. It's
Yes,
blood.
it's rather grotesque.
Mhm. On a creature that's... there are other... Do I know Martins are docile?
Make a natural world check. Actually,
I don't...
you said you live at an estate. Just make a no
Yes.
roll in that case. Just it's an EDU roll.
Oh. 47.
A 47. What is your EDU?
60.
Then yes. Pine martens are mustelids native to northern Europe. They are carnivorous little dudes.
Oh.
They're fuck you to hell. All right, there you go. They're like that.
Oh.
Just little.
But I'm assuming they're not usually portrayed with blood.
In terms of, I guess make another painting roll.
31. Another 31.
It's not a 13 though.
No.
God, 13s are so much rarer when it's only 1%. A 31.
Oh,
So again, another hard success. Or another regular success. You have no knowledge of depicting pine martens as being like with blood on them. You're not familiar with that as a thing.
Okay, so what is the most concerning about this is not as they were originally intended to be. They were just regular pine martens, but with no blood, and someone decided to add the blood, and it looks like the same person added the blood to all of these different paintings by different artists.
Well, these things just look like long rats to me. Maybe we can start to take a peek at each of these pictures. Maybe, why don't we just turn this room upside down, as they say where I come from, and try to find some more clues.
The
So
building's
I wanna-
movable. Are you able to?
The
No,
paintings?
it's a figure of speech, isn't it? With the turn.
Figure of
Okay.
Yeah, right. It means, why don't we just
Okay.
turn every stone within this room to see if we can find some clues, to see where darling old Darla went.
Right. I'm starting to understand that you don't always mean what you say in America.
They're called idioms.
I'm not.
I almost made that joke.
Idiom is a phrase or a figure of speech used to explain maybe a concept in a different type of way, but with
Metaphors.
metaphor. Perfect. Analogy.
Oh, I've just never heard someone use so many.
Well, they're a dime a dozen where I come from.
Yes, another one. Okay, let us turn this room upside down then.
That's when Amelia Bedelia Sarah will she'll try to stand on her head. Yeah. So yes, where would you guys like to look?
I want to look like in the pictures to see if there's anything behind it, like written behind it.
Oh, okay.
Come out of the frame to see.
Oh, wow. Okay, sure. Go ahead and make a spot hidden roll on that. Where is anyone else looking?
I will.
That's going to take you a while, Conrad, since there's several, so that's kind of what you're up to.
Are there drawers to rummage through?
There is a
Dresses?
wardrobe, yes.
I'll be taking the paintings and like stacking them,
Okay.
like moving them. from
You're
wherever they are.
basically helping Conrad do his thing in that case, because okay, so you guys are working on the paintings. Judge, Siobhan's going to check the wardrobe. Judge.
Start poking around the bed, see if anything's tucked in underneath.
Understood. So Siobhan, please roll a spot hidden at the wardrobe. I will say that when you get to it, it appears to be empty.
Hidden. It's an actual thing. Ooh, I failed. I got a 48.
48. What is your spot hidden?
25.
Oof. Do you want to push it?
Sure.
Push it real good.
So and actually I ask you that, but so part of the way push rolls work is like, how are you going to like go overboard in this? An example for this usually for spot hidden is it's like if you're like looking around for stuff, you run the risk on another failure of maybe breaking the wardrobe.
Oh, I see.
There's always a heightened consequence when you try to push. And I'm supposed to say that so you can then say, okay, I won't push if you decide it's not worth the risk.
So how would I ruin the wardrobe? I don't know.
Oh, just it's we'll say that will be sort of the consequence. It's
Okay.
if you want to look, you're gonna start trying to peek between stuff, and at that point you might break it.
I might break it.
You accidentally open up a portal to Narnia.
That could happen. Make war.
Ooh,
I mean,
I would love that into the Feywild.
Okay, so Siobhan.
ooh, there we go. Okay, so if I push it, and that means I roll again, and I have to get under 25.
Exactly. And you can say never mind if you don't want to keep going. This is that moment where you're like forcing the window in real life.
Yep.
And you're like, I'm not gonna do this anymore.
I will see.
You rolling?
Yep.
Wonderful.
Okay. Ooh. Yes, 2.
Damn, I wanted it to be a 13. I wanted you to succeed, but a 13. So you kind of keep going, but as you push on some parts of it a little too hard, you actually realize, kind of in the area you're pushing, like something was a little off or a little strange. This wardrobe has already been forced open. Its locks have been sort of broken. There's some scuff marks on the inside as if someone had like a crowbar or some kind of thing. So you suspect that was probably recent.
So someone else was rummaging around in her things. I don't think we're the first ones here.
Well, this is.
Didn't he say no one else had been in the room since she disappeared?
He said that. He technically said no one has stayed in the room.
Oh.
The cleaning people were here.
It has been cleaned. That is also a good thing. As you're kind of doing this, Judge, you are checking around the bed. My good Judge, would you please roll a spot hidden check?
It's a 40.
Okay.
I'll have you know that my spot hidden is a 35.
Ooh, well, you could spend 5 luck and turn that into a success. Or you could push.
Just like the famed duo Salt and Pepper would say, I would like to push it real good.
Wonderful. So, Judge, you're not seeing much, and kind of with your large whatever frame, you are kind of like crawling into an awkward position. This is a hazardous thing for a man in your health. Go ahead and roll another spot hidden check.
That's how I lost a lot of my sanity. I pushed a roll. And...
No, that's a 51.
With a 51. So you guys see that Judge McGregor. So Judge, you have high health and high
my con is 55, so like fine.
Decentish, yeah.
Size is 90.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
All right. So everyone, you see the judge bending in a way, and it's really like he's a tall guy, so he's like trying to like peek under the bed, and he starts leaning a little bit lower than he should, and that is when all of you hear a kind of like popping, snapping sound.
No.
And my good judge, would you like to roll the damage, or shall
I? Is it something in which I have a potential to roll a 13?
No, it's not nearly that bad. Cool. Then in that case, I'm actually going to be rolling a D3 on the damage here. Ooh, that's a 5 in the die, so that, sir, is a 3. So you take 3 points of damage.
Sick.
But in addition, given the nature of that, you guys hear his back give out, and then the judge kind of like falls onto the ground. And my judge, you're basically incapacitated. You have thrown out your back.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, Lassie, can you fetch me a heating pad real quick? Some kind of like hot water balloon. Oh.
Yes. Where?
Christ.
I'll run out back to the bar.
Okay.
I'm gonna die.
You run back to the bar.
Yeah, and
all right,
ask
so
for...
Sarah Quill goes out. Sarah Quill, this time you hear a whisper, a little bit louder, kind of down the hallway. Mm-hmm. And the whisper, you almost think you hear what it's saying. Go ahead and roll another listen check.
Wait, what? Ah, damn it, no. I got a 40, it's a 20.
Do you want to push it? Do you want to listen retard?
No.
Okay.
Because that's 20 points, right?
No, that's to use luck. Push it just means you try it again. Reroll.
Oh, I will.
Cool.
Nope, 92.
92. Man, I wish that had been a little higher. It would have been a fumble and everything. So you start listening so loud. You're listening like as hard as you can. And you can't hear like a voice kind of like from that side. You're like... And then in your other ear, on this point, clear as day, you hear a voice go, 6 a head.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Sarah.
Yeah.
I actually do need you to make a quick sanity roll.
Damn it, Book!
Let's go.
Oh no.
You're trying to you're trying to roll under a 45. It's a 50-50 shot almost.
Oh, 33.
33. Woo! So you pause for a second, and you're like, and you like don't. There's like a part of you like wants to like just snap around and turn, and then you have this moment of like, you are like, you're just like the toes of your shoes. Most of your weight is like off of it. You are turned around and you are standing on the top step, like rocking. Like if you had like turned into it, you would have gone tumbling down the steps. But you've caught yourself and you're able to just step back onto the landing.
Okay. Gonna return to the room.
Okay.
Can I?
Sure.
Or
yeah.
is random shit gonna happen and kill me?
I'll tell. Are you wondering if like you heard something? There is actually a roll you can make. This is called a reality check. Nice. So if you would like to make a reality check. There is always a risk that you actually lose a little bit of sanity if you fail.
No,
because
I'm not,
you
no.
cannot understand. You lose 1 point of sanity if you fail one, and it's because you basically can't understand what's real and what's not. If you succeed on a sanity on a reality check, you understand what is actually happening.
Where is my reality?
Um,
I can't find it.
Where
To
are any of
make
our
a reality check,
Who knows?
you make
Who
a
knows?
sanity roll again.
Okay, I will. I only lose 1
You lose 1 sanity on a fail.
if I fail. Okay. Ooh. No, 55. I failed.
Failed. Okay. Oh, and I actually should have
What?
mentioned that it also starts a little bout of it's just a bout of madness. Don't worry about it.
A little bout.
So,
That little bout.
It's not a big deal. You just are going to go temporarily insane.
Hey.
As you try to realize what you said. So I need you to roll a D200. Half of these are phobias, half of these are manias.
Oh no! Oh, we did this in Wild.
In Wild?
Kind of. Yeah, with the ride.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah.
This game gives you a lot more options.
Sorry, D200 is a D20 and a D10, right?
Correct. Oh, Sarah.
102.
102, eh? All right.
Indeed.
You, my dear, sweet Sarah Quill, who
God
just
bless
needs
her.
so much help, from Siobhan. You have taken a new mania that is going to sort of be on you for a little while here.
Okay.
It's like this is not like a driving thing, but it's something that you need to play as for a while. I've never heard this term. It's aboulamania. ABOULOMANIA. You are now besieged with pathological indecisiveness. Aboulamania.
Wow, that's like what it's like being a Libra.
Or a bisexual.
Or me deciding where I want to eat any day.
Yep. Can vouch for that.
So basically, Sarah, at this moment, Sarah Quill, standing here on the steps, you've stepped onto the steps, but you cannot decide what you should do. I'm going to go quickly to our other people in that room. So Siobhan and Conrad, he's on the floor. What are the two of you doing? Sarah has just left. Oh, Conrad, actually, go ahead and roll your spot hidden. I'm sorry, that kind of got in the front of it.
Oh, I rolled a dang it! I rolled it a long time ago. I think it was like an 84. I didn't
So
make
you
it.
did not. So you see nothing of note in or out of the paintings.
I want to push it.
Go ahead and push it.
But push it real good. Break your back too.
I got a 15.
Ooh, you pushed it.
Ooh.
Conrad, you start you push it and you kind of start like fully popping the frames apart, looking everywhere. Conrad, after an exhaustive search and like you don't even really stop with the judge lying on the ground in pain, you with confidence do not believe there is anything hidden within the pictures. All that is notable is that they were painted. You have not found any secret messages. Based on what Sarah had said earlier, yeah, you definitely suspect somebody just did this all after the fact.
I'm glad I rolled that for that.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it. Had you failed that push roll, I was going to give you a point of damage as you got like broken apart and cut
Paper
your hand
cutter
or
glass,
something.
yeah.
So Siobhan, the judge is on the ground. Conrad is busy looking through paintings. Sarah has left the room. What are you up to?
Well, I'm amused at the judge's predicament, but
Who wouldn't be?
it's usually where men belong. Subjugated.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'll see if I can help him with his back since I didn't find anything I?
Understood. Then all you found is that they were gone. So you want to basically like kind of do his role for him. You want to like look where he was looking, or you want to help his physical ailment.
I'll look where he was looking. He can cope for himself.
Go ahead and roll the spot hidden yourself.
Ooh.
Madness.
Yeah, that's not a good one. It's 83.
83. You also don't really find anything of note. It's hard to concentrate with him shouting in your ear. Sarah Quill, after about a minute,
Such babies.
though you do have a sense of lingering indecision, pathological indecision, you are no longer overcome by it. You can go upstairs or downstairs. Do you choose to return to them, or do you go down to fetch a hot water bottle?
Don't metagame, Liv. You don't know what happened to me. I've been gone a while. I haven't.
What do you do?
Lauren.
All right, something
You.
froze. Is this me or Lauren?
No, it's Lauren.
Lauren, are you
Oh.
here?
Yes. Sorry. I
What do
thought
you
were
do?
talking to... Oh, me? I go back into the room.
Understood. So Sarah re-enters
Sorry, I thought
the
you were
room.
talking to Liv.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no, something froze, and then I heard her say "live," and I was like, "Wait, did he say something to me?"
So, Sarah Quill, you're in the room.
We're all going insane here.
We are going.
That's the fun.
Okay.
Sarah Quill,
Yes.
what do you do? You walk
I-
into the room. What do you say?
I was going to go down the stairs, and then I couldn't decide if I wanted to go down the stairs or come back in here, and then I just didn't know what to do. And now I'm not sure if I should be in this room or not. Maybe I should go downstairs, but I'm not really sure what I should do at this moment. Maybe I should go downstairs, or should I stay in here? I'm not really sure. I think I need to lie down. Maybe on the bed or on the floor, or
Sarah, hey, I think you may have had a little too much whiskey. And when I have too much whiskey, I just try to relax.
Conrad's 6 pence for a head. I
It was a good story.
don't know what's going on. I don't know if I want to tell you what happened, but I want to, but I don't know if I should. And
Did something happen to you?
it did, but it
Something
didn't.
untold?
I don't really know if it was real, but it could have been. I don't know. Reality is not really my specialty at any given moment, but right now it's especially confusing, and I'm not sure if I should tell you what happened in the hall, on the stairs, and maybe I should go back down the stairs, but no, I should stay in here.
I don't think you're in a state to hold your horses. I don't think you're in a state to do. The judge is on the ground with a popped back. We need to take care of him, and I feel as if maybe you're in some type of state that maybe you.
No, I really want to help, but I think I should go and see the horses. But no, I shouldn't go see the horses because that man doesn't want me to touch them. But maybe I should go down to the bar and get another shot in the face of whiskey. But Siobhan told me that I shouldn't, so I really shouldn't do that either.
Sarah,
Yes.
the last thing we should do is give you another shot of whiskey. But you seem very frazzled, so take a deep breath. Very deep. Like you're going to be underwater for quite some time. Very deep breath. Let it out. Okay. Did someone touch you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't even know if anyone was really there. But maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. I don't know.
So what happened?
I heard it. I heard the man, the heads, the hangings.
You heard a voice.
Yes, but not a voice. It was something that was there, but was not.
It's a voice, but not a voice.
I don't know if it was in my head or if it was in real life, but it
Siobhan,
was right.
Yes.
Make a mythos roll.
Which roll?
Mythos.
Mythos. It's different from Dread Mythos.
That one, yeah, Dread Mythos.
Well, that's not very good. All right.
I can die. I don't want to die.
70.
You're not sure what's wrong with her. You're not sure if it's real or not. But you've got that. You've got a little bit of a sense of something right now. Something seems amiss. You're not sure if it's this, but something's been bothering you. Siobhan, as you look at these people for a few moments, you suddenly realize it's not a pathological need, it's more biological for you. You're gonna need to get to the water. So, I would recommend you make whatever apologies, and you need to leave right now.
Me?
Yes,
Oh,
you need to go.
okay. I'm sorry, everyone.
This is not a pathological need on your part. This is a
Like, I need to get to the water.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. For some reason I thought that was Sarah.
No, sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. My computer's been a little weird. So, I don't, I need to step out. I need some air, and I need to, I need some time to, collect myself. This has all been a bit much for me. I'm going to exit. Sorry, everyone.
Siobhan leaves the room.
Not chased by a bear.
Exit pursued by a bear. Sarah Quill standing there, not sure what she should do. Alistair McGregor laying on the ground. Conrad Bourgeois kind of knee-deep in disassembled picture frames. Siobhan runs down the doors and out, or runs down the stairs and out the door of the Sixpence Ed public house. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Next week is the 26th session of Blood from a
Double
Stone.
13.
We have something very, very special planned for this, something that is primarily not only doable, but is much more effective in Call of Cthulhu.
Ooh. Is
So,
it every roll is 13?
no.
Every roll is a
But
13.
I will say if we can get any 13s next week, that would be choice.
I will buy some
Boy.
loaded dice for you, Philip.
But
it would be perfect.
But no, next week should we say what the gimmick is for next week?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's sell because I'm still on TikTok.
Yes, go ahead and
And-
pitch it. Yeah.
Yeah. All 5 of my
So-
TikTok people want to know what's going on.
Well, so I don't know how many followers we have on the Long Lost Lore TikTok, but if we can get
Not many.
Wait, there's
If
a
we
long
can
last
get-
one on TikTok?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yes.
if we can get 1,000 people,
Ooh.
I'll advertise this to
Ooh.
follow it. Then we can simultaneously stream on there and on Twitch because we are doing a solo session next Friday. It was
One-
just Siobhan's story.
We are going solo Siobhan next week.
Yeah.
Solo Siobhan. Everyone
Down
in the
at
chat,
down by the water.
follow our TikTok.
So yeah, check out our TikTok if you're able to do that. We should do whatever stuff. Oh, we're also on Twitter now. I don't think that helps TikTok, but if Twitter does Snapchat, then TikTok is the Facebook.
We're also on Slack.
Sorry to get so meta.
Gaslight, girl boss, gatekeep. Is that?
We're gas bossing, girl gating.
Girl lighting.
No, we're not doing that.
Go to the Long Lost Lore. Was it Farmers Only account?
Christian Mingle.
I'm running the J swipe.
Oh God.
Uh,
In any event, yes, very special session next time. Would be very cool if we're able to do that onto the TikTok. But even without that, if you're just here to watch on Twitch, we will also have a very special PvP sort of, or one-on-one, whatever the term, one-player session, which is actually a thing Call of Cthulhu actually does really well, and it's interesting. But Siobhan, we've heard a lot from these characters, but Siobhan may have some new things to reveal.
Survive.
For next week.
Survive
Yes,
that game.
Siobhan will be
Yeah,
down
you
by
have
the
to.
water.
Siobhan will be down. We will resume next session down by the water. With
Where do the watermelons grow? Back to my home. I dare not go.
By the bay.
Raffy.
down by the bay. Do you ever have? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Where the
Good
water.
rap.
That
Like a
that
rap.
just took me back. Well, friends, yes. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please follow our channel or subscribe. If you have a Amazon Prime account, you can get a free Twitch subscription if you link your Twitch account to your Prime account. If you enjoy what we do here, but you want to see us do other stuff, we have a game called Here Be Dragons on Sunday nights, where the players are dragons. Right now, they're in the Feywild. We also have a game set in the Feywild called Wellness Beyond the Witchlight. Very different Feywild than that
Me and
game.
Liv are on it.
Yes, Liv and Lauren
They
are on that
are.
one. They most recently, last week they terrorized a bunch of little rabbit people.
We did. Oh, that was fun.
And last week on that game,
We didn't mean it.
Liv scared 2 rabbit people comatose, found an
dare
engagement
you.
ring on the, hold on, oh, I'm not even done. She decided to loot the bodies of the 2 she'd scared comatose. She found an engagement ring in the guy's pocket, which she stole. Rogues are always the nicest person at any party.
Dan
so
is
yeah.
horrified.
Check that
In
out.
spite of my best efforts.
Yeah, it was amazing.
She.
So check
Done that.
that out. That is on Monday nights. Go to our Discord.
Toadhammer and Frogblade.
Yeah, also, yeah, Sarah Quill. That is
I
also
have
a thing. Yes, yeah. You, Lauren, your character rival just
Yes.
took both of those and attuned to both. Like, cool. I'll just take both of the magic items. We found
Yeah.
some magic items. Just gonna attune to
It's
both
a
of them.
fun game, and I'm a ranger, Philip. Leave
Rude
me
and did
alone.
not share.
Ooh.
Did not share.
Fritzy's stealing shit.
Yeah, Fritzy. Yeah, I mean, it's neither of you have much of a leg.
I'm
stand
the
on there, but-
I'm the Witchlight Monarch. I can do what I want.
Oh my god.
Wait. Wait, when did we get these new emotes?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You don't know this. Yes, we have new emotes. Oh
I
my
didn't know
gosh.
this.
I just realized we haven't had one of these. I'm so sorry. We have 3 new emotes. We have a Be Well emote. That is for Wellness Beyond the Witchlight, because they always say be well and make a butterfly gesture with their hands. We have the player death emote. Now I will throw this in. Now this will probably mean almost nothing to anyone, but we do now have a tier 3 emote that I will throw into chat. That is called Usher Tongue. And if you want to know about
it.
Usher Tongue, I strongly recommend you don't look into Usher Tongue, because you will get scared. Everyone who read the book of Usher Tongue failed the DC 12 wisdom save to not be terrified of it indefinitely. They are all so scared of the Usher Tongue nightmare that a lich had in a dream journal. So that's an emote celebrating it. I strongly suggest you don't read the journal. Okay.
Sick.
Well done. I think that we should give a shout out to, I saw that there were 2 subscribers tonight. So our friend Technicolored and then Kim's Craft subscribed this evening.
Thank you
And
so
then-
much.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Zane, what a good thing for you to do. Jesus Christ. It's like a fantastic thing.
Because Zane's like the one good person here in this
Zane's
game.
a great guy. That's why I married him.
My
The rest of
s-
us are
My
dirtbags.
stomach hurts at how much I appreciate
Why I
you
didn't
doing
marry you.
Well, thank you so much thank you guys all so much for doing that. That's great. So go to our Discord. We got crazy downloads. We have recaps of all these games. Check out our Twitter. That's @LongLostLore. Check out our Instagram, which is @LongLostLoreRPG. And apparently we have our TikTok @LongLostLore.
Yes.
Yes.
Philip, I've made TikToks on
branded
it
you
and sent them
everywhere.
to you.
Not
Why did you not
saying-
tell me? I would have
I'm,
liked them.
I feel like I've told you, Dan.
I'm,
I
didn't
feel like
know.
I've told you.
I'm deeply trying to say that it's not that I don't believe you. I'm just saying this is where we are right now.
I sent them to you and I was like, I'm gonna post these on the TikTok that I made.
Hmm.
Everybody check out the TikToks. They're all of me
She-
as of right now.
She does great
Yes,
stuff.
but see, I've made a bunch of Spritzy now, so you can duet them.
That is true.
That's
and I
amazing.
will when I wear makeup during the day.
I only wear makeup at night.
I do. I'm lazy. I only wear it for streams.
Yeah.
Whew, this is wonderful. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. We so appreciate it. The dread clock I didn't even show at the beginning still stands at 4.
Ugh.
But
Honestly, I'm worried that the cobwebs are gonna build on that thing.
You know what? You're
No.
welcome for
Shush,
resetting
shush,
it.
that's okay.
Now
That's
you've
okay.
cursed us.
Believe me, there'll be means you guys can advance it through other stuff.
Cursing.
But we'll get to that later. But until yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say, in before we switched set like domains of dread,
Mm-hmm.
we could if we failed a roll or something, we could succeed on the roll, but roll a d6 and advance it or something.
Mhm.
What if we fail on a roll and we could take a 13 but advance it by a d6?
There are some means and bargains that can come in, but on this plane, it's not simply about exerting will.
Okay, well I'd like to bargain for a sick cane to help.
Bargain with your sanity.
That is
Bargain
actually
with your sanity, Dan.
that's actually exactly. I will say that only people who are not in their right mind can advance it outside of a 13 being rolled. But failing sanity rolls is easier than you might think. We'll get to that, don't you worry. But so everyone, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have a dreadful night.
Ooh.